again, that could be the tipping point right here. But we'll see if Red Canids are ready for it. There's Zeri coming out for Titan. Is this the first game of Zeri for him all season?
He has one other game on Zeri this season, and he's got a whopping 0% win rate on it. So, I don't know.
Poggers.
Yeah, like maybe they've played it in scrims. The additional thing is Payne, like Trigo doesn't play a lot of Zeri either, and Payne has been willing to opting to ban it every single time. So there's also the matchup knowledge, right? Like how
Yeah.
much Zeri has Trigo played against in a match setting if they just ban it out almost always, right? It's matchup unfamiliarity. There's a lot of just wrenches thrown in this draft, right?
Let's all come down to this, ladies and gentlemen. Red Canids and Pain Gaming 1-1 in the regular season, both winning a split in 2021, but Red Canids have never lost to Pain Gaming in a playoff series over the years. This is the ultimate rubber match, the decider of dominance between these two titans of Brazilian League of Legends. We're here for the level 1. No one's died yet. It's a great start for Pain.
And I love how Red are just posturing there, like they're daring Pain Gaming to go. You want to run that back? You want to
Come on
go?
in.
Yeah, you want to go 0 for 2 on this one, huh? I
Doors
dare
open,
you.
mate.
Yeah,
Just let
Jarvan,
yourself in.
and even weaker, I would say, early game jungler, right? He can only start really the Demacian flag here, but gonna get a nice little bodyguard treatment here. They're gonna know that they're starting top side. Both junglers starting on the top side. Both junglers are gonna be going to the bot side. Can Red ward that bush at 2 minutes and 30 seconds so that Carioca doesn't get an insane timer onto them? We'll see. But Aegis, if you 5 camp again on Jarvan, I'm gonna blow a gasket.
Yeah, let's see what he chooses to do. He has gotten the better of Karaoke time and again in this series. No matter how the game is going, Aegis has almost always been on top now. Damage and Trigo happy to force the engage once again. Titan and Jojo firing back with the burst fires, but I think Trigo and Damage definitely the stronger duo in this early stage.
Oh yeah, Zeri not known for the laning, and she did, I believe, we're on 12.5B, so she did get a slight or small round of nerfs, but we're not on that crazy Zeri nerf patch here as Damage.
It's a nice hook and instantly dropping the heal from Titan. Bit of a panic button pressed there. Damage and Trigo exerting so much pressure on them.
I just think staying full health for them is really key. So in case any gank comes out or in case anything shenanigans come through, they'll have a full HP or a full health bar to work with, rather than getting that ignite health out and then you only get like half of that really into you. So it's not bad rolling it that early. It can be annoying, but T10 and JoJo aren't looking to scrap early. They're looking to get the Zeri to that 2-3 item phase with the Black Cleaver, Triforce, Rune's build that you usually go and just start to skate around and really just be a super annoying fly on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. They can achieve that one right now. Aegis there just farming up the jungle. Karaoke doing the same. And Guigo in the usual weak side pocket up in that top lane. Weiser not having any trouble so far. We see Dinkedo going for these trades. And this is something that I think hasn't really been possible until now in this game, where one of these mid laners can actually try and maybe get kill threat or actually really pressure their opponents. Dinkedo with an opportunity to do that with LeBlanc. This could be that one difference that kind of stumbles Grevthar. He's been having a great series today, but he's never really been super hard pressured in lane.
Yeah, and like you said, LeBlanc is one of those champions that if you give her an inch, she will take a mile here. And we look at the rune choice from Zeri. Pretty standard lethal tempo, cut down, it looks like. We also have the bloodline. But interestingly enough, he's got the on the red tree or in the domination tree, went for the item cooldown or the item CD, which is very, very interesting. That actually reduces the cooldown of Triforce. So she's probably looking to get a little bit more Triforce procs going down. So it'll be
Titanic Hydra active.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting choice for sure. Maybe Zonya's as well if she builds that. It's also, I believe, reduces the cooldown of GA if she goes GA. So maybe if they're expecting this game to go late and she gets to that 4 or 5 item mark, those crucial seconds could be game changing.
Absolutely, as the lanes in top and bot mostly going even, but the mid lane we do see Dinkedo with a little bit of control, forcing the issue with this LeBlanc. Get some vision, that's going to spot Jojo on another customary roll. We see the Titan Jojo gank once again. They'll at least clear the vision out, but they won't find any value onto Dinkedo for now. The junglers have been quiet so far, no early ganks. We're heading towards the 5-minute mark and the dragon will be live. Karaoke back on this bottom side, though Jojo and Titan should probably be able to see him coming or sniff out what's happening.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a small gold lead on the side of Pain Gaming, right? That's just accompanied in that top lane and in the bot lane a little bit as well as T10 picks up this wave. Now, does Pain go for the dragon early game, right? They have the bot push ready, but instead, Karyoka just opting into farming his jungle, Jojo clearing out, or sorry, damage clearing out vision here. Slow early game for both these teams. It is game 5, and that's typically what you tend to see, right? When it hits game 5, it feels like the pacing of that game is immensely slowed down compared to the first one.
Yeah. Nobody wants to put a foot wrong. No one wants to start the snowball that could take away their championship. Both teams fighting for a third championship right here. No one wants to be the reason that they don't get it. Dinkedo drops the TP into the mid lane. Grefthar still farming up. Level 6 for the Ahri secured, so a lot of safety now secured in this mid lane. Still farming up across the map for the rest of them.
Yeah, and LeBlanc not being active enough early game, she's just going to have to get some really godlike flanks off, right? Onto T10, onto Grefthar. But even then, that's going to be difficult with all their movement. Usually, you like picking Dinkedo, or sorry, you like picking LeBlanc into more immobile carries like Jinx and Aphelios just to get the burst combo out as Guigo. Takes a lot of punishment here. He's going to have to back. Can Karyoka stop the back timer for a dive? Oh, actually, never mind.
Red sneaking away.
That's really good. They can both, I believe they can just both go over the wall, right? So WQ and then EQ from Jarvan. They're going to take it away. They probably realize that he's on the top side, right? Because of the camp timers. And I believe they saw Zinzao on the bot side momentarily. So this is a nice little early dragon for them. Dragon stacking is nice. 7 minutes here. So Infernal Drake as the second dragon. So they could potentially roll a Cloud, a Hextech, or even an Ocean Soul. And
don't
Red,
give us a Cloud. Not in game 5.
Get,
don't do it to us, Rift, please.
You've cursed it. You've cursed it, Drake, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Cloud Soul now for sure. Which is obviously not the best soul, but it is really good for Grefthar. Yeah, I was gonna say it's really good for Grefthar and T10 here. Actually, it's not the worst.
We'll see what that chooses to come through right here. So, Red, they are dropping down a little bit just off the basis of these lane matchups, but we knew that was going to happen. Once again, this is pretty much the Titan show. Guigo, he's just TP'd back, and he's been completely chunked out again. Drops the Ignite as well, but I feel like he's going to have to go back again pretty soon.
Yeah, and Weiser's just going to back. Might potentially look to burn the TP to keep Guigo in lane. Ooh, nice E onto that. But if he TP's back, he can shove this lane in, and Guigo probably misses 1 wave, potentially 1.5 waves here. But it looks like he's just going to walk back. Both of these guys look like they're going to walk back. TP? Wait.
Oh, Guigo did have TP. Oh, he swapped it to Ignite, and he still had it. Oh, yeah. Genius.
Yeah, summoning spellbook, right? Summoner spellbook. Insane. Yep. And now Aegis has ticked level 6. Cataclysm is on the board here. Who is the target that's going to get this? Not going to be the Blanc. It's going to have to be Trigo and damage here. But again, T10 and JoJo aren't in the best position to lay out a whole ton of damage right now. She still needs that Triforce. She still needs a little bit more oomph before she can really look to trade. Because if Karyoka's here on the spot side, the 3v3 goes to Pain Gaming.
Grefthar making his way down might lend just enough damage to get something done if possible, but there is a ward in that bottom brush, I believe, for Pain Gaming, so they'll not be caught out by this one. A lot of blue side vision in their own jungle, Red being very wary of the karaoke invades, which have come in more than once with, shall we say, mixed success, but they are still something to be afraid of. Grefthar dancing out the way of that ethereal chain. And it is still remarkably calm here. No first bloods. 1 dragon has been taken. No big fights, really, as of yet.
Rift Herald is up here. Red pings are coming out, but not red Canids. Sorry, red team's pings are coming out. So Pain Gaming's pings are coming out for the Rift Herald here. But are they going to sacrifice it here? Are they just going to go 5 for 5? Everybody's coming up here. We might get a party.
Gets on top of damage, and they'll look to follow it up. Don't get the knock-up, though. There's depth charge onto Ahri. Titan will trade back the kill there, and Guigo's gotten on top of Karaoke. It's big damage onto the jungler. Out comes the Cataclysm, and they'll take him down too. Red Canids, the Herald, just cannot do any more for them. It always goes right when they show up.
Guigod reporting for duty. He has descended from the heavens and is now just being a beefy machine. Beautiful ultimate onto Karyoka. Actually splits Weiser and Karyoka up so that the rest of Red can just dismantle Dinkedo, Trigo, and damage. This fight starts out, a bunch of damage going out onto Nautilus here. Aegis smartly holding the Cataclysm. Yes, Grefthar dies, but Titan's allowed to just fight there, and Weiser's not there. right? Guigo enters the fight. Cataclysm comes down into Carioca. They win the fight. Weiser's not allowed to do anything. No shock blast, no transformation. And does Aegis come back?
Well, maybe looking for the bait here. Guigo's dropping awful low. Does have the flash to bait if needed, but no ultimate. And I think they know it's a little bit too risky to go for that one. And in that fight, Dinkedo got that first blood. So there is a bit more pain coming through from the mid laner on the red side. And Grevdar forced the flash actually by Karaoke. So they are still keeping them on their toes. Despite losing that fight, they know they've still got control across a lot of the map. Guigo. He's going to get Divey Slash away, but Weiser will take that one easily. Can he finish it off there with the Scion? Aegis needs to sew this one up. Weiser with no flash. He's not going to get away from this one. It's going to be the 1-for-1.
Yeah, it's going to be the 1-for-1. Scion gets the assist here. And even despite, the solo kill and the one Herald fight for Red here, they're still down about 1.2k gold. And that's just because of the natural laning advantages that Pain Gaming has got, right? With the LeBlanc, with the Jace, even with the plates that Jinx got in the bot lane. I said it in the draft, right? Pain Gaming has set up their lanes to win, but have they set up their composition to win mid to late game? That's the true question. And I feel like Pain Gaming's on a timer, and they're just slowly ticking away.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be something of a skill check for Pain Gaming. They're going to have to find the good flanks from Dinkedo, the right shock blast from Weiser, the correct judgment on the engage from Karaoke and damage. And if they put feet wrong, they're going to be punished. They're not going to find the right target. They're not going to make the way through the front line, and Red Canids will just be able to kite back, re-engage on their own terms. So Pain, they've given themselves a skill check to win the finals, and to be honest, we wouldn't have it any other way. Weiser gets cancelled on the blast cone by Guigo. I mean, I feel like Weiser still wins this one. No, he's Jace with Eclipse. Surely he still wins this one, but Guigo has the ultimate. He has the heal. Maybe this is getting very close with the knock-up in the Q. Another shield onto Weiser, chicking away at the Scion's HP bar. He has to get this Q, and he finds it. Guigo with a solo kill.
My heart.
Dang.
As we see
and the dragon.
This is what we were blue balled for 4 games, Trajan. The solo kill in the top lane. It happens twice, right? One for Weiser onto Guigo, now Guigo onto Weiser. Oh my God, this is what it's been coming up to. This is the epitome of BR or CBLOL top lane here. Guigo getting the kill onto. I thought Jace had it. I thought Weiser had it. That was an Eclipse mythic item Jace versus plated steel caps, a Tear, and a Bambi Cinder. I mean,
Bambi's,
just Scion's just a better champion.
That's wild. That is so wild. Yeah, the stories just write themselves here at the CBLOL. Guigo finding that solo kill, finding redemption in Game 5. Will that be the catalyst to get them this series win? We've got the Herald down bot lane. For once, Red actually getting a pretty proactive use, and they're actually giving the gold to Aegis and Teton right here. So their main, carries, the driving force of this team. Teton and Aegis, they're the benefactors. They know where the value is.
Yeah, and now Jarvan finished up his mythic, has the chem tank in Guigo still dancing with Weiser. I don't even think he went. Did he go back and buy? He did back and buy actually after that solo kill here. But Guigo doing a lot better on the Scion in Game 5 than he did in Game 1. Weiser, he's still doing what he can, right? He's still up in CS. He's still up in plates, but it just feels like he's unable to get the shock blast going, especially against Guigo, Aegis, and JoJo. That front line, like, it's going to be really hard to thread the needle, especially onto T10 and Grevdar.
Yeah, it's messy, right? The Jace is still in control. He's 20 CS up. He's got, the gold lead for him. He's still got that mythic first, but it's messier than it should be for Weiser. And this is a guy coming into this series who, this guy is top 3 in stats across half a dozen metrics. KDA in top lane, gold per minute, CS diff at 15, XP diff at 15. The guy has been a monster of unreal proportions in this playoffs. But right now, Guigo is meeting him on the weak side role, and he's doing what he has to do, and he's even finding the solo kills.
Yeah, and funnily enough, Pain Gaming, again, Trigo gets a lot of that solo gold for himself, right? I believe he got 4 plates alone, so he's going to be super far ahead, but it's worked out in 2 games, and it hasn't worked out in 2 games, putting the chips onto Trigo, especially on this Jinx. He did it when he was on Aphelios, but right now, he lost the last game with Jinx, and now he's going against Teton, who, again, this matchup has been hyped up. The Teton show, and both of these AD carries have showed up in both of the 2 wins, right?
Yeah. for sure.
Yeah.
They have made their presence known, but it has been, I think, not as much of the solo shows we
Oh,
expect from Red. But there's the depth charge flashing onto Teton. Lightning Crash comes out, but the CC chain is just so good. This is why you pick Nautilus into Zeri.
yeah, it's just a flash, depth charge, and Teton didn't even blow any of the sums. I think if she makes it out to that turret, she's fine, but I guess it's more of a, I don't want to blow my sums. Dragon's coming up in a minute and 45. It's better if I have him, hold on to him. Jinx is going to get the solo gold, 450 gold into her pocket, and Trigo is set up again to try to carry this game.
He really is, but this would be, 3 games in a row, or 4 games in a row maybe, that he's been set up to carry. I think they didn't funnel him last game, but we had a 1-on-1 record while they were really giving Trigo the power to carry. But he's got the Jinx here. He's got 1-0-1. They're going to get the inner as well. This is very high tempo, and the inners give so much gold, right?
Oh, and it looks like he's going to try to steal this. Okay.
Slips between the posts.
Yeah, that was really
continuing the Herald priority.
Yeah, and Pain Gaming up 3.5k, right? 4-3, but they've just got so much of a gold lead as Guigo's going to try to match this up with the top lane turret take here. Going to hit it, gets 300 gold into his pocket. Okay, 2.5k gold lead. But it even with this, it feels like Pain Gaming are playing like they're kind of behind almost.
Yeah, they're playing very cautiously, right? I feel like there's been room for them to be more aggressive and to force more fights when they have a team, that has prio quite a lot of the time, and they've got strong early champs. I think Dinkedo hasn't quite been leveraged as much as he maybe could be. We do have the fight coming up now. Mythics completed across the board beside the supports, and we've even almost got the Mirror Mana stacked up for Wiser. That could be a big spike coming soon, but let's see how they play this one out. The team fights are where Red Canids live and die. When the series is on the line, let's see if they can make it work.
It's going to be up to Jojo in this engage. Actually, I lied. It's going to be up to Jojo.
Grifter looking to help him, and he's got that ultimate to keep himself alive. Karaoke drops the ultimate 2 damage, likely to fall first
Jinx
once again. And Karaoke flashing to safety. Teton still has the damage. It's a double for Grifter. Red Canids. The team fights are where they live and die, and they are sitting pretty right now. It's kills for them. It's going to be Dragon Soul Point again, and the bot lane tower.
Dragon Soul Point at 22 minutes. They get the bottom tower. Trigo is nowhere near that fight. They were sending him mid to wave clear instead of the LeBlanc. A crucial mistake because LeBlanc can obviously enter fights a lot faster than Trigo here. And Trigo has to worry about all the vision that's denied, right? If Ari's waiting around the corner, if Sion's waiting around the corner, if, Jojo is somebody is waiting just to flank. So he had to go all the way around. And by the time that happened, the damage came out from Greftar and Teton, and 2 members died from Pain Gaming. Just look at this. Look where Jinx is in relation to all this. She's all the way around. She's so afraid of Sion and Jarvan that this is a 4v5 essentially. Trigo never enters this fight. Nope. Never enters this fight. Wiser and Dinkedo can't do much, especially against the chase down. Look, 5-3 beefy boys. They're all coming in. That was just a beautiful, beautiful window of execution from Red Canids here. They understand that Pain Gaming made a positioning mistake, and they're going to capitalize on it instantly.
Yeah, and even with that, Red Canids are still behind in gold. But from that fight, it looked like Pain barely had any tools to use. They just didn't have everything in place before the fight. And Red Canids, they've caught back up in the gold, and they have the soul point again. If they can get another Ocean Soul, this will put them in such good stead. The triple beefy tank line with an Ocean Soul is so hard to deal with. You can't LeBlanc burst them, you can't poke them with Jace. Pain are going to be in a real tight spot if they give that objective up.
And especially with Zeri, right, who doesn't build like a traditional ADC. She goes beefy. She gets Runen, she gets the...
And she constantly damages.
Yep, and she constantly does damage. She's constantly moving around. It's going to be harder and harder for Dinkedo to execute on this LeBlanc pick. I mean, just look at it right now. What is she doing? She just got half her health taken out because she tried to go for ethereal chains onto Jojo. Like, this is desperation. This is reeking desperation.
Yeah, and I think it's once again damage. He finds the engage onto Jojo, right? But it's an Alistar. It's kind of the one champion in the game that cares the least about being caught out like that with the ultimate. He can last for so long, and in time for Guigo to rotate, he's finding the hooks. The Nautilus served damage so well in game 1, but the decision-making just maybe seems a little bit off here, just doesn't consider quite as long as they should. And now we've got the Herald, another going to be effective Herald play in the mid lane. 5 members of Red pushing down this mid lane, and they go for the Cataclysm onto Karaoke, followed by Jojo into the bounce from Guigo. The damage is coming through. It's a killing spree for the Sion with the second Herald charge.
Second Herald charge, Cataclysm EQ out, and then you saw JoJo thinking about it. He's like, should I WQ this guy? Should I headbutt? Yeah, I'm going to do it. And then they just go in and, uh-oh.
Oh, Guigo drops it,
Guigo.
comes through, doesn't get that much damage and has to get away, but the TP on the tower won't get
Wait,
cancelled,
the TP
and
on
I
the
bet he
tower?
wishes it did! Decado tries to get away, but the Ignite is ticking, and JoJo knocks down the mid laner from Pain. It's going from bad to worse.
Eyes are on the Baron, pings are going out. Carioca is just coming up from base. Kato is down for 30 more seconds. Guigo, can you zone the rest of Pain Gaming for your team to take Baron? Or do you reset on the side of Red, cash out the gold that you have just gotten, and look to just play for this Ocean Soul that's coming up in 2 minutes?
Yeah, it looks like Red, they are going to take the safer option once again, and this is what they did in their last win, right? They did not push the pedal to the metal. They got their lead, they gradually kept building it, they kept winning the fights one by one. Titan with the little peace sign there on the camera. He is sitting pretty right now. He knows how to beat Trigo in finals. The man's already done it once before in 5 games, and he is setting himself up to do it again.
Yeah, and just, it's definitely a head scratcher coming out from Pain Gaming, right? The ban phase, the pick, as we see. Just a beautiful execution. Cataclysm in, EQ out. JoJo's going to wait. They're going to get the double knock-up. Rift Herald actually charges and bumps Carioca out just a little bit. And now it's like, do you even try to hold this tier 2? Why would you even go for it, right? TP comes out. Like you said, you wish it got canceled. Bam. Bounce house in. And now they're just dead. A TP's coming out right now from Grevthar here. How does Pain Gaming walk into this? How does Pain Gaming
he just
walk
looks, he's
into
already dropped the Cataclysm, so I think they just went for that early play again, but they forced them out, and they're completely free and clear to do whatever they want, right? They're just walking around the jungle, just see an enemy, I'll just Cataclysm him and walk away. Who cares? What are they gonna do? You know, Dinkedo has been slowed down, Jinx isn't strong enough yet, Weiser once again has been held down somewhere in this top lane. He's 1-3 right now and didn't get the kind of lead that we expect him to get on this Jace. Red are once again very, very comfortable, and this is Soul Point in 30 seconds. The Ocean Soul could be theirs.
Yeah, and they're just positioned perfectly to take this. It's going to be very, very hard for Pain Gaming to go in, right?
Everywhere.
Triple damage. You don't have a front line to walk in. You don't have any objective control. This is going to be Ocean Soul over unless Carioca can get the miracle of miracle steals to keep this team alive in Game 5, but the pressure has mounted, and I said it in Game 4. I was like, if this goes to Game 5, Red have the personnel, they have the mentality to go to Game 5 and not get shaken. While on the side of Pain Gaming, it just feels like they don't have the momentum. Trigo's probably, it's probably invaded into his mind that T10 has already beat him in once, and he was so close. They were up 2-1, and now they're down to Game 5, and now it's going like this. Like, the mental aspect of this game is phenomenal right now, and it is overbearing.
Pain, they didn't even... Oh, Guigo, maybe looking for the engage onto damage. He's been caught out before. There's the charm from the Spirit Rush. Nowhere left to go. Titan finds Trigo in the 1 versus 1. You've seen this before, Trigo, and it's the solo kill, more or less, for the Zeri. Damage as well will be chased away. The Baron laid bare. The Ocean Soul secured. No bot lane for Pain. Red are looking for the endgame.
Ocean Soul secured. 2 kills secured as well. And now they're going to go for the Baron here. Can Carioca... Can he do it? Can he get a W flash or WER in and with the smite? They're trying to zone him out. Kato
looks for Titan, but no damage, and they've got him on the return to his form. Can't escape the Cataclysm. Weiser nowhere to go. JoJo's already found Karaoke. This has to be a miracle beyond miracles for Pain to get back into this one. JoJo and Guigo just opting into the 2 versus 2 as a top support versus top jungle.
Guigo!
This is meant to be the top jungle of Pain, the best top jungle in the league, but Grevthar finds the setup. Baron's still going on as the Super Mega Death Rocket will do nothing but let them know that they're about to lose. They've taken more members. Pain with no way in.
No way in and no way out of this game other than their Nexus exploding right now. Red come out red hot, and Guigo burns the ultimate, runs into the wall. That's pure mental damage right there, Trajan. Nothing else.
Yeah, you know, if this position was swapped, if Red were the team down right now, I feel certain that they would not give up Ocean Soul without even maybe threatening a
Oh,
Baron Steal or anything.
nope.
They would never let that happen. They're too stubborn for that. They never just let you get away with something for free. But Pain, they look broken in this game. Karaoke with no spirit. His signature pick, 0-3-0, lined up for another loss on it in this series. Pain are crumbling.
Yeah, Trigo on the Jinx as well. Another signature pick. You just go down the list. These guys are on champions. Weiser on the Jace, and it looks like they've hit a wall and they don't know what to do. They're just standing there, and it's unfortunate that these guys on their best picks in this game 5, you wanted it to be close, but Red again just dismantling Pain Gaming. Excellent objective control, excellent team fighting, and you have a point. If Red was down, Red would walk in. They would walk in 5-man strong. They would flip the Baron. They would flip the Ocean Soul. You know what? They would lose. If they were to lose, they would lose knowing they got a team fight in. They wouldn't lose just by, rolling over and dying the way Pain Gaming is.
The Baron now crashes into the turrets, damaging Karaoke, trying to get some vision down, looking for an angle, but Grevthar and Guigo feeling very comfortable in the mid lane. This Scion is an absolute brick house right now. Damage again, the first to fall as Teton slides into the base to try and seal the deal. Lightning Crash comes out, Guigo holding the front line. Grevthar spirit rushing forward, doesn't find the charm onto Trigo, but Karaoke's already gone down, and there's waves crashing in multiple lanes.
This could be the end of the game. Timer's on damage in Karaoke. There's not enough damage on the side of Pain Gaming to do anything right now. Does Red go for the throat here, or do they reset off the double inhib? I think they smell the wind. They're sniffing it in the water. They're like sharks sniffing blood. They're going to go for the Nexus, Trajan.
Weiser finds the shock blast, but the engage from Red is good, and Trigo has gone down. The carry is dead, and Red Canids, they were left black and blue today, bloodied, but not beaten. They will best Pain Gaming to be our CBLOL 2022 Split 1 champions.
Just as